Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
My background is I've been working in e-commerce since I think I started my first store in 2004. And it was an X-Cart store, which I built without a lot of online editing skills or whatever. I just built this very simple store. And I was importing products and doing wholesale distribution and retail sales. Physical products. I was actually packing and shipping things. Did that for about 10 years or more. During that time, I worked for several other very successful online businesses, mostly, one was in electronics and the other two were in natural health products. And I still actually hold a job working for one of these businesses as an e-commerce and inventory manager. So I work very closely with Shopify and have a lot of Shopify experience. I also had experience in Amazon. So when I was in between jobs, I decided to take a online dropshipping course on building your own dropshipping business. This course focused on high-ticket dropshipping. And I felt like this was something that I could be really good at because the actual physical process of running a business and dealing with the products, packing and shipping and all that, I was really growing tired of. But I had a very keen knowledge of how to make a successful, user-friendly online store. So that's what got me to this point where I built this store during COVID. And then I ended up getting another job at the same time. So almost the whole time since I've been working on this store, I've also held another job. So I'm at the point right now where I'd like to simplify things a little bit. And the store has been pretty successful. There's still a long ways to go, but I'm confident that there's a lot that could be done to grow this store even more. That's why I'm listing it for sale right now.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
I'm wanting to sell this business because I've gotten to a point where I feel like in order to grow the business further, I need to have some help with marketing, or at least some knowledge with paid ads and marketing. And that's not really a strong skill of mine. When I first started the business, without doing much research or understanding the product lines well enough, I kind of poured some money out on hiring a third party to manage paid ads. And that was a mistake. And I kind of, it didn't really do anything at the beginning because I hadn't really put in the groundwork to do it properly. So I decided to stop. I pulled the paid ads, just basically scaled it back to about $30 a month. And I let go of the team that I had hired to manage it and just started focusing on user experience and creating content and referral traffic that would grow the business without spending too much money. And that was very successful. But I'm at the point again where despite it being, very successful, given how little time and money I've put into it, I feel like the next stage is to pick up the paid ads and the marketing and take it to the next level. And I don't really feel confident in those skills. So that's one of the big reasons why I'm selling the business. The other is that I also still have a job, a part-time job that takes up a lot of my time. And my husband is just retired. So I really want to start traveling a little bit and scaling back on my commitment to being, always available right now. And again, like I've kind of reached the limit where I can do this on my own. If I'm going to continue with this, I need to get some help with marketing and paid ads.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
On a regular week, I am mostly spending my time answering questions, processing orders. There are certain periods during the year where I spend some time creating new product listings, or one of our major suppliers will make an announcement that they're updating their product line, discontinuing products and creating others. So creating listings, updating content, those are things I will do periodically. But most of the time, I don't really put in a lot more than just processing orders and communicating with customers.
So, if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
Definitely email marketing, online content, creating a YouTube channel with how-to videos, and even using some of our top blog posts, turning those into videos. I know that, you can easily do that. I think there's like AI that will do that for you. I just have not gotten around to doing that, but I think that is a really good thing to do at this point. I would add a ton more listings from our top supplier. I would also niche out a little bit. So go a little bit beyond our focused area that we've been focusing on and include other products that are still related, but in the greater scheme of things. I would add more brands. Yeah, try to accumulate more brands. I would look into shipping internationally with some products, not the big products that need to ship by LTL carrier, but the small products that can ship by parcel. I would look into extending that into other countries, like Canada, for instance. We have the possibility to ship a lot more products to Canada and haven't really explored that. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I would do to grow this business. I would also add probably a split payment type app, something like that. Maybe add PayPal, which we hadn't done so far. Yeah, just a few more ways to pay. There's a ton of things that can be done to grow the business really quickly.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
Well, dropshipping is low risk, and that's the beauty of it. You're not hanging on to inventory. What are the risks? Well, there's the risk of online fraud. And for that, we have used ClearSale since the beginning, basically to help filter out fraudulent orders. We have, in the time that we've been using ClearSale, I have learned a lot about how to identify fraudulent orders, but that would be one thing you always have to be aware of. So whenever I'm processing orders, I look up the address and the name of the person and just kind of try to verify. Even with ClearSale, it's just something that I've learned to do. So, obviously, if you get, someone from another country, and we don't ship internationally, so that's not really something that we even entertain, but there's always propositions to send 50 of your most expensive product to Saudi Arabia and things like that. And I just avoid those offers because I don't trust them. So I just try to focus on the bread and butter, which is retail sales, ones, twos, threes, fours, to people paid by credit card. And I think you definitely mitigate your risk that way. I do not want to get in a situation where people are seeking out net terms and that kind of thing. I think that's extremely risky. But yeah, aside from that, I think it's a very low risk business.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
Will offer myself as an employee or a free employee for 2 months. So for training, setting up processes, supporting customers, showing you how to run the business. I've done a fair bit of training working for other larger successful online stores that I can set up, SOPs, workflows, that kind of thing. I mean, it all depends on what the buyer needs as far as support goes. I can help with all of that, and I'm offering myself for 2 months.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
What you mean by an earn-out payment structure, but I don't think so. I'm just looking for a clean purchase, the business. I will help you get started for 2 months, and then it's all yours.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
There are a lot of aspects to running the business that I've kind of left open for the buyer in the realm of email marketing, social media, and paid ads. Anybody who is willing to learn or who has skills or who's confident in this area would be able to grow the business right away. So I think it's already proven to be a business that is experiencing a lot of growth right now, adding more products, adding more new suppliers, new brands to the mix. I think the business will grow more and more, creating content for YouTube, educational content, that kind of stuff. I think there is a huge potential there to grow the business even more.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.